Oh, this is another thing I wanted to talk about, right? So we're in the year of 2025, right? Yeah. We're in the year of 2025, supposedly right now, in human real time. And what do I have to say about that? What was I going to say? Oh, I was going to talk about, okay, so we know that people are gifted, right? That people who can read minds, telepathy exists, and telekinesis exists. Telepathy exists and telekinesis exists. So, with that being said, people who give readings, you know what I'm saying? There's tarot that exists and everything. There's people, obviously who have gifts and stuff like that. Sometimes we look at people who have gifts as just like preachers and stuff like that. But newsflash, there are preachers and priestess and everything around you. So that's what to break it down, what, for example, tarot, they have like priestess and emperors and empress and stuff like that. It's just the self-realization that basically, it's just a self-realization that we think only pastors and stuff like that are considered. We just look at it like pastors and stuff in church, when we don't realize people every day walking amongst us are priestesses and priestesses and people who have gifts and abilities and knowledge and stuff like that. And this knowledge that just comes to their brains from we don't know, just from galactically where, and they're just able to just assist someone in their life and just insight be that insight, right, and that messenger. So, make a long story short, what I wanted to talk about is that I wanted to bring awareness, I guess, about people who have these abilities, how the abilities. Okay, so there's another side of the spectrum where people who have these abilities kind of gossip, right? There's one side of the spectrum where people who have abilities kind of use it in a way where it's towards kind of like gossip, right? Oh, this is how so-and-so feels about you, right? I had someone do like a reading on me and I didn't really care. I just let them. And she tells the person, I guess, I don't know what she thought, something. I don't know. Anyways, make a long story short. She tells the person like, this is what she really thinks of you. And the crazy part is that when something could be, this is such a pretty car. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. It's like purple and like grayish purple. Is that real? Hold on a second. I just want to look at that. I have to put my glasses on. Oh, it's so pretty. It's like metallic gray and purple. It's so pretty. So back to what I was saying. Now, I'm not one to tell someone how to utilize their gifts, right? But so she does the reading and she's like, this is what she really thinks about you. But on the contrary, she didn't realize what was really the reality of what I really genuinely thought, because she didn't ask me. You know what I mean? I allowed her to do the reading. Sure, read my mind, use your abilities, sure. But, with me allowing her to do something like that and her coming to that conclusion of, this is what she really thinks about you, she didn't ask me, hey, she didn't ask me, what is your opinion on what I just said, right? Or what do you genuinely really feel? Sometimes someone could give you a reading and, for example, right, in this situation, she tells the person, this is what she genuinely feels about you. But the reality of the situation was, okay, yes, you might be correct that these are the flaws that I see within another person. But on the contrary, she could not see, or she chose not to see, because sometimes people with abilities also have thoughts, feelings, and emotions and have biases, right? And you want someone who's reading without necessarily a bias. Anyways, so the person also was doing the reading had a bias, right? So she comes to the conclusion of, this is how this person thinks of you. Okay, a person can think something of someone, but genuinely how they feel on the contrary, I could say honestly, I think that this person is just letting themselves go, and I can see that, and I see the flaws within this person. All she did was point out what flaws that I see within the person. On the contrary, she didn't see that, hey, I think that this person really has freaking potential. So yes, honestly, you might have read me and thought, this is what she really thinks of you. On the contrary, you didn't realize, because she didn't ask me. She didn't ask me genuinely, explain this, you know what I mean? Or not even just explain this. what the reality of the situation was is that she read it from her point of view. She did the reading, right? And she read it from her point of view. But the truth was, yes, okay, I see this person and I think that they're a beautiful person. And I can look at them and I see that they're scruffy. They look like they don't, bathe. They look like they don't take care of themselves. On the contrary, okay, that is a honest perception that I have. Looking from the outside, I can tell, right? But on the contrary, I genuinely feel like, man, if this person was just around the right people, if they had the right people around them, the right insight, the right mind frame, the direction, the right people around them, the right insight, the right motivation, the right inspiration, the right resources around them, this person would be freaking badass. Genuinely, I felt as though, I felt as though this person, not even just feeling, from the logic aspect, this person was a very good looking person, very capable person. So for her to do the reading and say, oh, this is what she really thinks about you. We are beyond limits, not limitless, beyond limits. So with that being said, and we're here to problem solve, we should use our abilities to problem solve, not to create commotion and chaos. If you can see the future and you can predict things and you can read people's energy and motion, the cue should be, okay, how can we utilize this truth to problem solve, not just to point out someone's flaws. Problem solve, not just to point out someone's flaws. And that goes back to the video I was saying constructive criticism is constructive criticism, and constructive insight is constructive insight. It's two different total things or whatever. But anyways, yeah, so I think you guys grasped what I was saying.